Yo, what's going on? It's Anywhere But Here. It's your man, Sorrel Bell, another episode. This episode is brought to you guys by Liquid. All your acai bowls, fresh juices, and smoothies located at 1735 South Rainbow. Today, we got a very special guest with us, Tatum The Dreamer, fresh off the release of the album, Besties for Life. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Man, how you feeling? Big album out there.
Feel good. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I love about you. You're so humble and so modest. And in the music, you're so vulnerable. Now, let's get right into the title, Besties for Life. Because when I saw the title and I heard about it, I'm thinking, there's a little bit of sarcasm in this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is there?
It's for sure 100%. Like, well, not 150%.
Okay.
Sarcasm is so the meaning of the sarcasm is like, obviously, you think you're in these situations where things are going to work out and this is your best friend or this is your person or somebody who you think is super important to you, and then, something goes left and then everything goes wrong, and that turns out to be what feels like a waste of time.
Right.
And then you have the other side that is, dedicated to those people who stick beside you and they love you unconditionally. And love needs to be unconditional. Like,
Yes.
I'm going to repeat it again,
Yes,
unconditional, So that's where, like, songs like Night Cruiser and things like that come from, that, more unconditional side of love.
Right. Now, this album I heard was being made for the duration of like 2 years, right?
Three, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I initially had so many concepts of what this album was going to be like, and it wasn't going to be an album. It was supposed to be another mixtape, because back in 2019, I think I put out my first mixtape on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, well, let's do another mixtape because I'm not ready to do an album. And so then I'm like, okay, well, the mixtape's not finished and it's already been way too long since I put out music, and that's why I put out Wasteland. And so that's where Enough came from, and Sweet Thing and songs like that. And then I was still working on the project. And then I think it was once I made Issues, I was like, this is I'm like, this sounds like it could go on an album, so
Yeah.
after that point, I'm just like, okay, well, maybe I'm gonna put out an album, and it just turned out to be like that.
And then you moved away from Vegas for
Yeah.
a while. You moved to New York, right?
Twice. I actually moved to Chicago. I moved back to Chicago first.
Wow.
And then
This is all during the pandemic, right?
right when the pandemic started is when I had to move to Chicago. And then I was out there for almost a year, and then I came back to Vegas for another year, got my shit together.
Okay,
Can I curse?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I got my shit together, got me a car, I was working.
You living at this point.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I got this opportunity to go to New York. I'm like, it's New York. Like, I'm more of a spontaneous person, so I'm like, gotta live on the spot. So I was like, fuck it, like, I'm gonna sell my car. I'm gonna go to New York, and I'm going all in, And so we went. And New York was one of the most amazing times in my life. It was a really great experience, but it was also one of the hardest times in my life. I, had to deal with the loss of my grandpa when I was out there, and then, I was also, losing one of the closest people in the world to me at that time. So I was dealing with a lot of grief, and I was all by myself. Like, no one else. Like, I ended up being in New York by myself, and I was like hopping from Airbnb to Airbnb. And, of course, like, that was never the problem. Like, actually, surprisingly, being in New York, it seems like it's going to be harder to live, but it's a lot easier, I feel like, because, you're making a lot of money, and a lot of people are on their shit out there. But, I just had to come home. And before I came home, I was like, Wes, I'm going to come home. I have all this music that I need to get re-recorded, and I'm, ready to, get into it with this album. He's like, bet, I got you. Let's go.
This is like, let's do it.
Yeah, he's never questioned with him. He's like, he's going to make time because he's so passionate about music too. So he's going to make time. It doesn't matter if he's tired or nothing. Like, that's what I love about Wes.
Yeah. Speaking of Wes, man, I talked to him and he was telling me about the album and you, and he said you are one of the hardest working people that he knows. Like he said that you learned, I think, some type of whistle tones.
Yeah.
You learned it in like a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And you wanted to perfect it, and you just really put your all into this, and there was no shortcuts, no hidden corners, no anything, and I salute you for that, man. And I love Wes because Wes is gonna tell the truth no matter what.
Real.
And he said that you came with demos.
Yeah.
How did you hold on to this music for so long?
I don't know, honestly, because I had the songs and a lot of them I was tired of. Like, I was like, this is not gonna be on this album, and I had honestly 150 songs written over the past 3 years for this album, and so like
It's a lot of emotions. It's a lot of emotions.
A lot of pain, a lot of shit going on. But yeah, I had the demos ready, and we just got into the studio and we made it happen in a short amount of time. The whistle tones, I remember I had posted something like, I'm gonna learn how to do this because it's something that I thought I would never be able to do because of being a guy. For some reason, I was like slow, and then you go on TikTok and you see all these guys doing shit. So I'm like, if they could do it, I could do it. I learned how to do it in a really small amount of time. And when we did Stations Away, the song with the whistle tones, like, that was like one of the easiest songs I've ever recorded in my life. You would never guess, but it was so effortless. We did the leads in like 10 minutes, like 2 times through, I think, all the leads. Harmonies came like this. The only thing that took longer was the whistle tone to get, because it was like, he's like, no, you got to do it. It's perfect. I'm like, my voice fucking hurts, Wes. I can't do this. Yeah. He's like, no. But thank God he pushed me because, we got that song.
Yeah. Now, why was that the last song to make the album? Because that's my favorite song. So when you guys both told me that, I'm just like, yo, what the hell's going on?
I have no idea. I went through all of those emotions. It feels like for nothing. It's like you write all of that shit, and then it's like you write Stations Away. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but
upbeat, it's fun.
But it's like healing. It was a part of my healing process. I was, stressed out a lot, and I fell in love, and I had to learn how to fall out of love with somebody, and that was the same thing. Another thing that I was dealing with in New York was the grief of losing the person that I was in love with and moving to a whole nother city away from them across the whole country. And, but I guess Stations Away is like that part of me that was healing, It's like everything's cool now. There's no issues, no drama, no anything. But like, there's just steadiness. We had to get to Stations Away. So I think that's the beauty in it too, because it's like songs like Good Love 2. It's like more so just, it was fun. It was no bullshit.
Now let's talk about something that's not so fun, because I think I listened to the album about 6 times now.
Right.
And the undertone or the tone of the album for me is a little bit of a betrayal. Yeah. Or disappointment, maybe.
No, betrayal was like a disappointment and betrayal.
Yeah, because it seems like you had someone who was there, and then all of a sudden they're just gone, and you question. You say, "Yo, I told you my secrets, family. Like, how you just go up and leave?"
Real.
So like, was it easy for you to be that vulnerable on this album?
Yeah, it's always easy for me to, be vulnerable with my music. I've been singing since I was 3. So, putting my emotions into, like with, I don't know if you ever watched Charmed. Of course, yeah. I'm going to find a way to bring this shit up. But you know how their emotions are tied to their powers.
Right.
So they have to learn how to channel that emotion every time they use their powers. Like, what I do when I sing and when I write, it's like I have to learn how to channel the emotions, even if that's not what I'm feeling at the moment, or like when I'm on stage, like I have to channel that. So it's always been super easy. It's become like second nature to me.
Right.
Damn.
Because you start the project off with Adelphia.
Yes.
Where you go right into it.
Yeah, straight in.
Straight into it. There's no like, let me brace myself. Let me brace y'all.
No.
This motherfucker left.
Yeah, he got me fucked up.
Yeah. and this is not a pity album. It's not a pity album. You're speaking your truth, but I was telling Six, I'm like, yo, there's a lot of disappointment.
Yeah.
A lot of disappointment.
A lot of hurt. Really. I just am sensitive. Like, I'm a Scorpio. Like, I'm super sensitive, and, you know.
That means you sting, though. You sting back.
Yeah.
Are you petty?
I'm not petty. No, I can be. You know, my friends probably would say otherwise just because they know that I'm an outspoken person. Okay. I was raised by, you know, people who were born and raised in Chicago, and I was born in Chicago, you know, so cutthroat. I'm more cutthroat, so they would see it as petty, but I'm just real, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
Damn. Because I'm thinking, like, there's no way somebody hurt him this bad and he didn't get some payback.
I didn't. None.
At all.
None at all. I'm not like that, especially when it comes to friendships and love and shit like that. I think the biggest payback you can get is not allowing somebody to hold any type of power over you. So, you know, I feel like if I try to get payback, then, you know, I'm letting you hold power over me. You can look at Don't Do Too Much and think like, oh, that's petty. And it was, you know, you can think it might be petty, but it was more so me again being vulnerable in the studio and letting out my emotions and how I felt in the moment. And it just so happened that it was in your face and you saw it, you know? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like I'm trying to do this to get back at you. Yeah. I'm going to use what you know, it's natural. It was more so natural. Like, yeah. But I think as being human, you know, everybody has moments where they can get flustered up enough to want to get back at somebody, but that's just not me for real.
Sometimes you want just a little sweet revenge.
Yeah, it's natural.
Whether you get it or not, you still want it.
Yeah.
Damn. And then another song on there, I always mess the lyric up, but you say, "Get up, pack your things, and get out." Something along those lines.
Which song?
I don't remember the title, but it's like you gotta get up, pack your stuff, and get out.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I know what you're saying.
And it was
Perfect Crime.
Perfect Crime.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Perfect Crime.
Tell me about that.
Okay.
For me, please.
Okay, Perfect Crime. What is the lyric? It's you gotta no time to explain to you. Yeah. So basically, it's like a one night stand. It was like me channeling this energy from the one night stand and mixing it into the energy of how I felt with, you know, the guy or whatever. But it was also like it all happened too. You know, it wasn't like necessarily what somebody might think at first, but like it was all just real. But basically it was just like I simply have always, you know, let you know things can be super simple. They can be perfect. And, you know, it looks bad to the world because you don't understand it yet, right? Because he's not in touch with his sexuality fully, you know.
Okay.
And so it's like, you know, it's a perfect crime. That was like what I had in mind for it.
Now, is that the person that you said, how you just going to turn around and leave me for her?
Same person.
Whew.
Yeah.
That one, I had to play that back a few times because I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, what?
I said, I don't get it. And it wasn't like this hurts.
They rocking with you.
That's why I didn't get it.
Going on, but then all of a sudden they come to you and they say, I'm with her.
No, like it was more so I went to New York and, you know, we went through this whole phase of like, how we felt about each other and just, you know, exploring each other and learning about each other. And, you know, I spent like a whole year's worth of time, you know, extending myself to you. And then, you know, you couldn't make it as simple as it really was because we both knew what it was. But it could be simple, you know, but it was harder for you. And I understood that. And I always let you know I understood that. But then I go across the country and boom. A week later, okay, that's cool. Like, it took me a year, but bet, you know? So I think that's where that just came from.
Damn. Now, let me ask you this. Did that situation make or help you to embrace your sexuality more?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, especially because when I was in New York, I'm like, the way I look at my life, I've always wanted somebody in my life that is my friend first, and lover comes second.
Right.
That's like how I've always
That's what it
envisioned the
has to be.
person. You know what I'm
It
saying?
has to be like
So I
that.
think that's always been really important. So it's easier for me to fall for somebody who I really see as my friend, which can always be a big problem sometimes.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
so when I go to New York and I don't have no friends, I'm like, oh, bet. I'm on me, like
Yeah.
I'm on my bullshit. I'm doing whatever I want. I might play a couple people here and there.
Yeah,
I
your
might
city, your
leave you on red,
environment,
might
no
not
one
text you
knows
back.
you.
So I really got to be on my shit, and I also got the opportunity just to understand a lot more about myself, that it's not necessarily about sexuality in general. Like, it's more so just about like who I love and what I want for myself, like that type of life, whatever that may be.
Did your family always embrace that part of you?
No,
No,
not really. No,
no.
no, it was
Do they?
hard.
Do they now at this point?
Some of them, of course, like I'll say a lot of them, but it's like define embrace, because, like I said, I'm from Chicago.
Truly love you and don't question anything and just take you for who you are.
Um, I guess they would say they would, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it, if I'm being honest. Because, it still takes time for people to get used to things like that. Like, I still haven't brought a boy home. I haven't, told a lot of people in my family who I'm dating or what's going on with my situation, just because I might feel judged underneath it, and I know there's still a lot of people in my family who don't understand me and don't care to. And so I just kind of take my space. But, I have my loved ones, like my mother. She loves me, and my dad loves me, and so I'll be cool with that. My siblings.
See, that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
Even though you want the majority of everybody to accept and fully embrace it, but when you have those select few people who mean the most to you, I think that's very important. How about the artistic community? Like, do they embrace who Tatum the Dreamer is?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. At least the people that, I come in contact with, they don't make me feel uncomfortable. I will still walk in with my fucking crop top, tight ass jeans or something, whatever I might want to wear that day, because Lord knows I don't know who I want to be, what day of the weather it is, but the artistic community, especially in Las Vegas, they always support me, and they be down to ride.
Yeah, because you a good person, man. You a good motherfucker. So I think it's hard
be.
for someone who knows you or gets to know you to not just fully rock with you. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
at the end of the day, I mean, who really gives a shit?
Exactly. Like, shit could be so simple.
Yeah, like,
I will
really
always say it. It could be so simple, and it's kind of ironic for me to say that because I'm kind of a nutcase. But shit could really be simple. Like, it's like when I'm talking about my family, y'all worried about the wrong thing. Like, certain people in this world are just worried about the wrong thing. Like, the last thing on your mind should be who's in my bed. You know what I'm saying? So, and then again with the situation, like, it's like, you know what you want, you know how you feel. What's the problem with just seeing it through and seeing what happens and where it takes you? You know what I'm saying? Shit could be so simple, but as humans, we tend to make it hard.
For no reason.
For no reason at all. For no reason at all. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't place the blame on everyone else though, because I'm the same way. Like, I make things way more difficult for myself than I need to, but I'm human.
Do you ever feel like with your family and them not, kind of embracing it, is there any way for you to kind of like put your foot down and just say, yo, look, this is who I am. Either get with it or don't be here at all? Or is that not a move that you're trying to make yet?
I have, since I came out at 19, right? Then I realized there was no need for me to come out, because it doesn't, like, I don't really believe in coming out anymore. I just think it is what it is.
You live your life.
Right. But since then, it's like once the weight is off your shoulder, you would never, ever, ever let anything put it back on there.
Right.
So it's like, fuck you. Like, I don't give a fuck. Feel how you want.
Because they always talk about black men and being closeted and things like that, but I've had a conversation with a gay black man, and he said it's hard to come out sometimes because you're so judged, or because of the pressure, or because.
Yeah.
And he was a football player, he was a quarterback. And he said, "Man, I want to come out. I love my teammates. I love the game, but things are gonna change.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna change.
It's inevitable, but I think there's so much beauty in that, and I think that you have to really remember that change is inevitable. You have to embrace change,
For sure.
because that's really like God just trying to show you who's supposed to be there, who's not, and those people who walk away.
Scary sometimes.
But those people who walk
Scary.
away, you realize how much you don't need them. Like there was people who just don't even know them anymore, don't talk to them anymore. But it was like I didn't really care. Like it's like those ones that walk away, you realize you won't really care. And there's going to be some that it might be difficult, but that's what you got to work for. Like nothing in life is easy. So if you care about somebody and you love them unconditionally,
Right.
you work hard for that. You really don't want anything in your life that isn't unconditional when it comes to love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So let them walk away.
Yeah. Yeah. Now on enemies. Because we're on family, so listen to this beautiful song, and then like this voicemail or something comes on, and I'm like, oh, family's all you got. We don't have tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised. Time
Real.
is limited. What's that all about?
So that was my grandma. Shout out to my grandma. Shout out,
bless
love you,
grandma,
Granny.
for real.
I love you so much. But it's touches on that sarcasm thing, right? Because you have this song where you're sitting here talking about somebody who might be your enemy, right? But you have to read in between the lines, because obviously that person is not my enemy, but it feels like it sometimes. And why are things so hard when they don't need to be?
We can all be so simple.
Literally a loop. It's all a loop. But yeah, no. So I had the voice memo from my grandma a while ago. I remember we were just like all drinking and I was high as shit and she was just chopping it up. And once my grandma started talking, we all shut up.
Okay.
She just keep going. So I'm like, I need to record this. And so I just recorded it. And then like when she heard it, she loved it. And it was perfect for this song, I think, because it just shows like when I call somebody my friend, I don't look at them as my friend. I look at them as family, because if you're my friend, you're my family. It's no in between.
You're there, right or wrong.
You're either an associate or you're my family. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at the people in my life, and that's how I looked at that particular person. And I'm like, we have to learn, and it's also because me and my siblings were here, and sometimes things aren't as easy for us to get along and be around each other all the time. And my grandma was just trying to say, like, all y'all got out here, and that goes to everything in my life, not just my siblings, but my people. Like, we're all we have, so we have to learn how to be here and be here for each other, like she said,
Yeah, and really hold on to one another.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Someone does something, and now we're so quick to cut people off.
Real.
You hear people say it all the time.
Me.
My fallback game is crazy. My cutoff game is wild. And for certain people, situations, you have to, but not everybody.
Yeah, and it's so bad because sometimes before, I think I've simmered down a lot, but back in 2019 when I was first writing the album, it was like, oh, you got me fucked up?
Out.
Bye. I don't care. And my friends will be like, yo, you can't just say fuck her. You can't just say leave them alone. Like, you have to give them the opportunity to be better. And I'm like, you're right, because that's like all I preach about. But like, they got me so tight right now. Fuck this shit. But no, I definitely have learned. But it's also, I was like that because my forgiveness is so scary to me sometimes, because I am relentless with it. I'm just whatever. Like, I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. And it's like, you can't always be so willing to. Actually, let me slow down on my tracks. You should always be willing to forgive somebody, I should say. But you can't always be so willing to let somebody back into your life. Forgiving them does not mean that you're going to be like besties again, Yeah. Forgiving them is for you. Like I said, you don't want anybody to have that power over you, so you let it off your heart so you could be good. Not for them, and whatever happens after that happens. And so, yeah.
Damn, man. Sitting here talking with you, it's like I can understand how you made this album, man.
Yeah.
Because it's a roller coaster. of emotions, of vibes, of situations, your time in different spaces, and like I said, the vulnerability is incredible.
Thank you.
Incredible. Do you think that X heard the album?
I know he did. I talked to him.
Y'all talk still? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard his opinion. But I know he listened to it. But like, I don't know. I can only imagine like hearing songs like that, like about yourself, might be hard. So I don't know. I haven't like, I don't know what he thinks of it, but I hope he likes it.
Yeah.
It's not negative. It's no bad blood.
Shit is good.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
He used to like my music. He used to love my
he
music. Yeah, I hope so.
Could he come back into your life at this point?
He's cool. He's cool.
Okay,
We're cool. We're cool. He's a cool person.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't judge him for anything that he's done. I don't think that you are your mistakes all the time. I'm not the type of person to just say fuck you for life. Like, if I genuinely value you as a person and you make mistakes, you make it, we take time to get away from each other. And if I see you and I see that you've changed, who am I to just be like, fuck you forever? So I don't know. He's cool.
I love that. I love that. That forgiveness is there.
Might be a problem.
Listen,
but
you're watching this because we know you're going to watch this. The forgiveness is there. But you gotta tread lightly though, cause ain't on that bullshit no more. So.
No more bullshit. No, I could never let anything like that happen to me again.
Yeah,
I think that's the beauty in it.
Do you feel like you said everything that you wanted to say on this album, Besties for Life?
Yeah. For the first time, I think I did. It's always really hard for me. I don't know if other writers can relate to this, but sometimes it's kind of hard for me to actually say what I mean, and especially when we're in an argument or shit is heated, like, I'm not going to say, no, I'm going to be mad. Like, I'm barely even going to get my words out, you know? So I go home and I say what I'm actually trying to say. This is all, like, writing songs is like letters to the people I write about it. So they always know. It's, like, really inevitable because you hear the lyrics and it's pretty prone to the situation. So
yeah, it sounds like there's so much truth in each song.
Yeah, it's a lot of detail, especially with like songs like Secrets 2, because it's like real. Like, I literally told you things that nobody has ever known, and
That sucks when you do that with somebody.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad because it's like when it goes to shit, it makes you feel like, damn, like.
Yeah, now they done ran off on the plug. Like,
now you know too much.
Yeah.
Now you know too much. We got to do something about that.
Yeah.
No. But
and then you hope that they don't go share shit with other people,
and you don't know. People do that. People. I've also learned at a really young age that people are going to talk. I don't care about rumors. I'm not like, say what you want. I don't care. I'm like, good. I'm very content with my life and my lifestyle and my people. So whatever rumors, good for you.
Cool.
I'm not gonna clear them up. I'm not big on that. Like, it's not. But unless you get me flustered.
Yeah, it's going down. It's going
then I
down.
might have to speak on it a couple times.
Yeah. Okay. Now, where do you see yourself going with this album now that it's out into the world? You got the songs floating around. Like, what's next?
I want
talk anything.
I want to do a couple more visuals.
Okay.
Maybe for the album, but I've also like recently just started working on new music, so we'll see what the visuals are for.
Wes was right.
No, I like very. Gotta keep it going.
Let's get it.
But I want to do some more shows in Vegas. I want to perform and get out there and start singing the songs and getting my crowd familiar with, you know, that connection. And you know, I'm not super big on labels. It's just not like people. I mean, I'm open to it, of course, but I don't want to waste my time either, and I'm not trying to like sign my entire life away.
Okay, so you want to stay independent? If you can.
I don't want to say I want to. I don't mind. I would love to if I could. If it works out that way, and like, you know, my supporters just rocket it, you know, and that would be great.
Yeah.
But if I have to, and I'm like, I don't mind it as long as it's like I'm very serious. Like, no bullshit. No bullshit. Just
Yeah.
somebody who's willing to like put the work in. And I'm big on like creative freedom. And I grew up in a time where Beyonce and Rihanna were dropping singles for their albums, and none of them sounded like the last one, and they were always fresh. I like shit like that. I don't always like to backtrack. It's cool
create.
sometimes. Exactly.
That's what it is. You like to create.
So I think I need that creative freedom, and as long as I can have that,
yeah,
by all means.
That. So man, we fresh off the album release, and so many people came out to support you, and I thought it was so beautiful. It was a great night. So if you had to say your 5 besties for life right now, who would you say?
Like people or songs? People. Oh, okay. We're gonna obviously start with my best friend, my sister, my best friend, Audrey. Okay. Audrey Horace. You guys all know him. You see me with him all the time. But Daisy Flores. I don't know if I can say her last name, but Emily, Tahaya. How many is that? 4?
You have 4 now. You got one more. This last part is going to seal the deal because they're going to be like, damn, you didn't mention me.
It's who I see. No, because they know. Everybody, all the names I've listed, everybody knows how I feel about these people.
Yeah. Last one, who you giving it to?
I don't know. We'll leave the last one for to be announced.
Okay, I like that.
To be announced.
I like that.
We'll see. That. But those 4 people I just listed. My sister. Okay, can I say my sister? She counts, right? Yeah. My sister. That's who I'll say. My sister Tashara. She know.
Life, then cool.
She know. Nice. But yeah.
Man, the album is out. It's doing extremely well right now. People love you. We're all proud of you. We're going to keep spinning it, keep going, getting them numbers up, keep going crazy. Hopefully it's more shows. When you have more dates, let me know because I'm there.
Oh, yeah. I have a show, I think, coming on the 18th.
Okay, I'm there.
The 18th.
I'm there. We all there.
Yeah.
Whatever
so
you
pull
do,
up.
We all there. We
pull
all
up.
Support you.
Yeah, I'm like excited. It's going to be the first time I'm performing the album. So that's exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Uh-oh.
Might have to be. Lord knows that when it comes to the outfit, it's gotta be,
Especially on a stage.
On a stage. I feel like it's a new year. It'll be a new year. So I'm gonna have to have like something new that defines the newer version of me because I have a lot of clothes in my closet that I'm over and I'm never gonna wear again. So yeah.
Okay.
Time to
now,
renew.
for any upcoming emerging artists out there who's going through something right now, trying to write, trying to work on music, what advice would you tell them?
Shit. I mean, I guess I'm not really one to give out advice, but I just think it's really important to try new things. Always try new things. I'm gonna preach it. Be patient with yourself. Don't rush anything. Don't rush anything because like we said, 3 years I was working on this and it turned out just the way I wanted it. So just be patient for that. Be patient. Always try new things and trust your gut. It's really important in life. Trust your gut.
Yeah. Always trust your gut, for real.
It's really big.
Yeah. Once again, this episode is brought to you by Liquid LV for all your smoothies, acai bowls, and fresh juices. That is 1735 South Rainbow. Anywhere but here, I am Sorrel Bell, Tatum The Dreamer, Besties for Life.
Thank you,
brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a great time. Thank you.
Love you.
I love you. Perfect.